everyone, this is Deshkana, welcome to the Trippy Talk channel. In this video I'm going to talk about my recent flight via Air India Vande Bharat Mission, which I took from Delhi to London, and then I had a train journey onwards to Manchester. This is important because otherwise it would have been a normal journey, but this is important that I discuss it. This is because the times of Corona. This clip is from the immigration at New Delhi airport. Whoever has been to New Delhi knows this is not the scene at immigration generally, and it was dead quiet at immigration. At New Delhi airport, most of the shops were not open. Duty free was open, but at the same time most of the shops around it, like Superdry was shut, Belly was shut, Ethos was shut. At the same time many other shops were shut as well, and the shops which were open barely had any customers. This is generally not the scene at New Delhi airport. It's generally buzzing and beaming with people, but at this moment in time, as you can see, there was barely anyone, and I think it is for the right reasons. People who do not need to travel should not travel. If your journey is not essential, do not do it. If you can wait, please wait. Let this pass, and then we can overcome this. As you can see again, most of the shops are shut. Very little people. There are literally no customers in the shop. What I've noticed in India is now, as India is going through the peak of the COVID-19 cases, the chalta hai attitude, like it's okay attitude, has prevailed more than the cautious attitude. Thankfully that was not the case in the airport. Everyone was using face masks, everyone was using face shields, people were wearing gloves, most of the shops were shut. The number of passengers were very limited as was the number of flights, but thankfully to Air India and Vande Bharat Mission I could take my flight. And then there are quite a few steps taken by the airport authorities to maintain safety of their customers. The seats were marked not to be used. Face shields were given by the airline to all the passengers. I had the middle seat, and all the passengers who had the middle seats were given these white scrubs to be used. So all in all, it was a good experience flying with Air India, taking into consideration the difficult times we are all in, and the safety measures they had taken as much as they could. So I would say travel only if you need to. Make sure you have your own face shield, make sure you have your own face mask and gloves. This is me in the whole PPE. You will not be provided with any blankets. There will be no in-flight infotainment system. There will be no pillows. There will be no eye masks. So in case you need any of those, I highly recommend you taking all of these with you in your hand baggage, so you could use them in the flight, and therefore there is no crossing. In the flight as well, the crew members are wearing all the PPEs. They're wearing proper face shields and they are fully dressed in PPEs. There is an effort from the team to make minimal contact with the customers, and I think that is the right thing to do. To begin with, there will not be any supply of any sort of food or meals during the flight. So what was done was that there was a big bag of food which was kept on your seat on your arrival, and you could use that throughout the flight. Even if you needed water, you had to go get it yourself. Crew members will not come and give you water, and I think it makes sense. That is important to protect the crew itself, because they're taking such a huge risk. When I landed at London Heathrow, the process was again quite smooth. There were barely any people because there's a number of flights coming into London as well at this moment in time is quite less, so it was quite a quick process, and it all went fine. After that, after clearing immigration, I took my baggage and took a train to Manchester. So all in all, it was quite an uneventful journey, but for those who need to travel, which is essential for them, I would say there are a few things which you should follow. Always have a face covering, mask, always have a face shield, use gloves wherever possible. You get your temperatures checked. Do not travel if you have any of the symptoms of COVID: fever, loss of taste, loss of smell, cough, breathing difficulty. Inform the staff immediately if you face such difficulties. at any moment in time during the flight, before the flight, just let them know, because in that case you might be infecting others. It's very important to protect yourself and at the same time others as well. When you're flying, make sure at the airport you try to avoid to avoid touching as many surfaces as you can after the security check-in and after the immigration. Make sure you wash your hands at least for 20 seconds or use a sanitizer, and take it from there. In during the flight, make sure your movement within the flight is as little as possible. Try not to speak to other passengers even in the flight. I would say keep a face shield on if possible, and take care and fly only when you need to.